Hi, everyone. My name is Georgette Truin. I am the host of Relatives Fight CPS, and I also work with attorney Vincent Davis at the law office of Vincent Davis. I have two special guests today. Sherry Cave, the love of my life, and we have Jessie. And Jessie's gonna share her story with us, and then after that, we're gonna jump into Sherry. Um, Most of you guys don't know this, or some of you guys don't know this, but Attorney Davis's law firm has been fighting CPS for a very long time. This is not his first encounter with CPS corruption or their demise, their vindictive fabric, just demonic fabricating information against families and relatives and all this. I mean, we are very well aware of these people. That's all I have to say. And Sherry, I know, I know, Sherry. But Jesse, baby girl, let's start with you.
Okay, so on Monday, this Monday, like they came, cops came to my house. I had a
Mhm.
5-month-old baby boy. I was evicted from my trailer where I lived at. So I was just staying in like behind my house, where I got evicted at in a trailer. But then I slept at my friend's house right next door to where my trailer was. But the cops came to talk to my boyfriend or arrest him for harassment, and threats and um, hate crime because she was a black. She's a white girl, but he said stuff that would be offensive to a black person. But she's white. So they arrested him. When they took him in, the officer asked me like, "Where you been staying at?" And I told him with my friend. My friend vouched for me and all that. But
Mhm.
then she's like, "Oh, CPS has been trying to get a hold of you," and I was like, "Okay, that's new to me." About your other two kids and about your baby. She's on her way. So then I was detained by a police officer before this, so I could not leave. So when the CPS got here, I was told they asked me some questions like, where I'm staying at. I said I'm gonna stay in a hotel because the county was providing it for me.
Mhm.
Um, and what I had diapers, I had baby food, I had formula, I had anything and everything for the baby. They said we're not taking the baby with you because of you not being having a home. It's not because you're homeless. It's because we assume you're on your friends. I was like, what? I was like, okay, did a court order a warrant for my child? They're like, no, we don't need one. So I kept like trying to stay my grounds, and I told them, no, did a warrant. You want my child, you did a warrant. The
Mhm.
officer said after the third time he's gonna arrest me. So I finally like kind of, gave in because I'm not trying to go to jail, like over this, because it'll be hard to battle. So then I kind of, as if first he wanted me to open the door when I didn't want to open my car door. It
Mhm.
was windy outside. I'm trying to keep the baby from getting sick. He's only almost 5 months old. I don't want him getting sick.
Right.
So, but the officer made me open the door. He would not. He was going to arrest me from the moment that I would not open the door. He almost arrested me, and he just kept doing it. And then by the time she asked me some questions, I answered them. Some, like about diapers. Basic things. And I was like, okay, yeah, I have diapers, I have this, I have that. And um, then she's like, okay, oh, hold on, let me talk to my supervisor. So she does talk to the supervisor, and they're like, oh no, we gotta take the baby in. And I was like, okay. But
Oh,
they asked me to drug test, and I was like, did a court order to drug test? You need a court order for me to get drug test. They're like, oh, so if it's the fact that you did your child back, you drug test, you did your child back. I said, get a court order if you want me to drug test. They're like, and then they said that they wanted me to drug test the next day, and I was like, you don't have a court order. But they used that against me, saying I was dirty because I didn't go and I didn't make it to court that Thursday. But they put the child with my other two children that are already lost.
So when you, I know you and I spoke about this, but when did you lose your kids again? What year? The first
I
ones?
lost, or my first ones I lost in like 2000. I have had 5 kids. My last two I lost in 2020. I had one that I lost in 2016, and in 2015 I
Did
lost.
they, did they ever tell you that the reason they're taking the new baby, the newborn, is because of your previous CPS cases?
No, they said the only reason they taken the baby was because they assume I was under influence.
But homelessness is not a crime.
No, under influence, like on drugs.
Oh, no, they use that always. They don't know if you're on drugs or not. They
Yeah,
haven't conducted a drug test. They don't even
yeah,
know. But if you were on drugs, the baby would have been born with drugs in the system. So you already had the baby with you. The
yeah,
hospital would notify CPS immediately if there's drugs in the baby's system.
yeah. And he was
So
teen and I was teen.
there you go. So it has nothing to do with drugs, but they're making excuses. That's so basically what they're doing is you're literally making them money. You're like a money
Yeah,
machine for them because every time you have a baby, they go after that baby and they
yep,
know when you have a baby because you're literally marked.
yeah,
People don't understand that. You're literally
yeah.
marked.
I am marked, and I
Yeah, and
know that,
even
and that's what
yeah,
I was hoping I can break that cycle. And I didn't even get the welfare. I didn't even get welfare until last month because I didn't want to get anything that would give him a no. Hey, she has a baby now. I didn't want that
I
because I
understand.
wanted to keep my baby. And being on disability or on low income family, like it's hard to be able to stand up for yourself when you don't have the money, the funds to hire an attorney. You know, like
I know,
it's
but that's
hard.
why they take advantage of people. And
Yep.
unfortunately, I was speaking to a grandmother today, and I told her to watch the show, and she exhausted so much money on the wrong attorneys. And I didn't know that in Washington, the parent can hire an attorney to represent their kids. Um, I'm sorry. At first, I thought she said that it was for her daughter, but then she said it's for her kids. So I'm assuming it's the minors. I'm not sure. But again, I told her I was going to talk to her after the show to get some more information from her. But either way, they did not do anything. And that's what happens when you hire a family law attorney. Family law attorneys are not qualified to help you. And that's why when they know that you don't have the money or the resources, what they do, they take advantage of you. Her
Yeah.
child was never should be removed without a court warrant, a court order. I mean, she
Let's see,
needed,
that's the same thing with
yeah.
mine. Like, they take advantage. They have the cops. Like the last time, they walked right up in my mom's house with no warrant, no nothing, no
Mhm,
no invite inside. They just walked up in her house and called CPS.
mhm.
The same thing pretty much this time. They came to me and they detained me and called CPS. Like that's not right.
Yeah, it's imminent danger, you guys. That's what it is. Homelessness is not danger.
And being
Um,
on drugs is not being in danger because you don't even know if I am.
and actually,
There's no proof.
I've seen people, parents who do marijuana, and they function just fine.
Yeah,
So they're not, kids are not being abused. They're not being, neglected. And that's what they do. They literally take advantage of everyone that cannot afford an attorney. You notice once they know you're homeless, once they know you're in a motel or whatever the case may be, they know they can take full advantage of you. Because the first thing they say, we're going to hire you an attorney. I mean, we're going to offer you a free attorney. Anything that's free, there is motive behind it.
yeah. I know
There
that
is
because
motives behind it. They want to control you. They want to abuse you. because it's free.
Mhm.
So if people think that people do stuff from the goodness of their heart when it comes to law, you're mistaken.
Yeah, it's mistaken because my
Yeah,
last
you're
attorney,
mistaken.
she didn't do nothing for me, and
No.
I'm disability, so I have been able to get modifications to help me to learn better and to do better for myself and my kids. But
Hmm.
no, I turn it. They wouldn't give me no modifications. They made me do everything like a normal person would do,
Right.
and that's that's sucks.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really bad. But the thing about it is, again, and I tell you guys this all the time, stay away from drama. Stay away from
Yeah.
cops. Stay away from your that guy, whoever the father of your child should never start any conflict. When you start conflict with law enforcement, they will notify
No,
CPS. No, you
it
said
wasn't even
no?
law enforcement. It was the property manager.
Oh, the property manager. Okay, well, even with the property
Yeah.
manager, they call the police. Usually, that's what happens. So they call the police, they get the police involved, and then they get CPS involved.
Well, all we was saying, we was just saying like, get out of my house, get out of my house, because she was in our house, and there's no reason of being in my house. That's my house. You know what I mean? Still to this day, that's still my house. The property is hers, not the house. But she was up in my house, and it's like, why are you in my house? You doing this on purpose? That she's
Right.
catalyzing me to, you know, um, to be able to, top out, and then that's when they called the cops and they arrested him. But I think they only arrested him was because they wanted to take the baby, because they released him with no charges. They never filed on him. There was no evidence to back him up, back her up.
Exactly. It's hearsay. It's
Yeah.
hearsay. So
Yep.
hearsay. I want to read something to you guys real quick that I was actually dissecting Attorney Davis's book yesterday. And there's a part in there that just caught my eyes, and I read this book several times. I didn't I didn't quite see it until last night. Um, it says here, mm, okay. Basically, what he's talking about, that's on page 45, right? That's the 388 petition and hearing, right? And then here, as you go through the pages, he literally says that hearsay works for the social workers, but it doesn't work for the parent. So anyone that says hearsay, like, oh, she said, I said, blah, 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 it doesn't work with us, but it works with these scumbags in court, right? The judges will allow the social workers for hearsay. Us, we cannot. So when you said that the father of the child was released because there was no evidence to indicate what he said to her, right? To the
Yeah.
property manager. That's because you have more rights as a criminal. You have more rights as a criminal. They cannot use hearsay than you do as a parent with children in court.
Yep.
You guys need to understand. No matter who you are, what you could be educated, you could work for the stock market, you could work financial banking, you can have degrees, you can have Mother of the Year award, you can have whatever. When they come after you, they come after you regardless.
And they
If
would
you
never
can't,
stop.
right, and if you can't lawyer up, they know it. The first thing, and correct me, if any of you guys listening, correct me if I'm wrong. The first thing the social worker would ask the mother, hey, can you afford an attorney?
They didn't ask me that.
No, the first time they took your children, I'm sure they asked you that. They ask
No,
every mother that. Then
they
that's
never
different.
have for me.
Really, that's different. They probably knew you couldn't afford an attorney already. But when
Yeah,
they
because
see
I
a
was in the
mother,
system myself as a
right?
baby.
Yeah. So when they see a mother that doesn't collect food stamps and all this, right? Doesn't collect from the states, they ask this question. They ask the
Yeah.
mother if she can afford an attorney.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit me until later on, as I started to, invest myself in this, with Attorney Davis's law firm, invest myself in getting more knowledge and gaining more knowledge, what have you. I realized that they do this to see if they are going to be set up. They do this because they want to see which attorney you're going to hire.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that until about a month ago, more realization. A month ago, one of our potential clients, at the time she wasn't our client, but now she is, she said, Georgette, as soon as I told the social worker that I'm considering hiring the law office of Vincent Davis, she said her jaw dropped to the floor. She said her mouth was open. If there was a fly going around, they would literally hit her in her mouth. That's how wide her mouth was open. Then she said to the then potential client, I'll be right back. I need to speak to my supervisor. I kid you not, this is true story. She came back after 15 minutes to the mom. She said, I recommend that you do not hire this law firm. We're gonna offer you an attorney and you don't need to pay spend your money, blah blah blah. At first, at first, she did that, thinking the social worker is gonna,
Yeah.
help her.
Yeah, they
They were
help
so
you and
nice.
they not.
Yeah, they were so nice to her. And then after the second, the third hearing, she said something is not right. Something is not right here because they gave her another social worker that was not nice.
Mm-hmm. That's how I went through.
Right. Then they told her she's going to get her kids back in 6 months. But as Mr. Davis trained me. He said, why would they wait 6 months to give her back the kids? Why? If she's not in imminent danger, endangering her children, why can they give her the children now? Why wait 6 more months? Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why.
Anyway,
Like,
yeah, it's
I don't
crazy.
want to wait 2 more
This
weeks
book
or
is
6 more
important,
months.
guys. I'm letting you know right now. Look, this is how dedicated I am, man. I literally highlight, take notes. I read this almost bedtime book. That's what I read. After I read this, I read. Then I go pray. I'm not joking. I pray after I read this book. It's like reading. It's I don't know. This is my favorite book. I'm not joking. Look, I have every page like highlighted almost with important information, and I have as I talk to Attorney Davis, I write notes. Make sure I write notes. It's kind of this is your go-to book. I'm not joking. This is your go-to book, guys. I'll be happy to send it to you. I'll
Yeah.
be happy to text it to you. You have it, Jess. I mean, Sherry. You have it, Sherry. Yeah, Jesse. I know I texted it to you last night.
Okay.
I think I did. If you look at
I
your
don't,
phone,
I
yeah,
don't
I
know if
sent
you
you a link
did.
of the.
I know you sent me the YouTube.
Oh no, I always send people the link of the book because it's very informative, you guys. I literally bought this. I bought the other book too. I can't find it. This book. I actually bought it because he ran out in the office, and I actually went on Amazon and I bought it. It's the
Oh.
same thing. I thought it was a different book. It's the same book. It's just different cover page right here. But this one I read it. It's the same, like I said, but I didn't really go into depth with it. As I said, I've been focusing more on this one. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the one that I really really like, and I want to just mention something real quick. The 388 petition that's on page 45, the 388 petition and the hearing. Okay, if you guys pay attention, what Davis wrote, he said, I mentioned this hearing because I'd like you to be thinking about and the tool all during the juvenile court process. It cannot be used until after the dispositional hearing. Therefore, I mention it now. So basically, this cannot be used until after the dispositional hearing. A lot of people want to file a 388, but Davis literally puts it for you guys in writing. I mean, this is I swear, you guys, this is such a great tool to have. Because oftentimes you guys tell me, I spoke to an attorney, I spoke to this, I spoke to that, and they said, no, no, no. If an attorney tells you to talk to the social workers when you have an attorney, that's not an attorney. That's a scumbag. That's a piece of
That's
shit
how.
garbage that
Yep.
you're paying your money to. Do not ever. Like, I can't remember how many times since I worked with Davis, he had me make appointments between him and the CPS attorney for a CFT meeting for one of our clients. Okay? Uh, Davis was always on the phone. I was always included. And if his client was asked a question by the social worker and say Davis objects to that question, I mean that to be answered, then he will say, don't answer that. Don't answer that. He will tell the client, do not answer that question. They set you up.
Yep.
They literally set you up in all their meetings. Any CFT meeting, I'm telling you right now, do not attend the meeting without your attorney. Do not. If they can't make it physically on the phone, where you are, the meeting is on speaker, and the CPS attorney is present, and your attorney is present via phone or via Zoom, whatever, however that can be worked out. Either way, you cannot do anything without your attorney.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, like I was telling Jessie last night and now, her homelessness has nothing to do with her ability to parent. If you have marijuana medical card, that has nothing to do with your ability to parent. If you're on the street leaving your child at home without food and water, without an adult present, and you're on Sunset prostituting your body while your child is dying of hunger, then yeah, that's imminent danger. Yes, I would say remove the baby. Shit, I'll be the first one to remove the baby.
Yep. I would too.
But that Jessie had no danger to her baby
Mm-mm.
because the baby was healthy. The baby was actually chubby, though his weight or the baby's weight was not, under medical recommendation, whatever you want to call it, right? The baby was not dying, but they want to take advantage of her. Why? Because she can't afford an attorney.
Yep.
Because if she could afford an attorney, she wouldn't be homeless. They take advantage of you guys because they're demonic. I hate demons. I hate lies. You fucking lie to me, you're done. We're done. Because when I love people, I literally trust you to the max. You become my family 100%. So when they lie to parents, I hate them because what they do is they inflict pain on people for money. When you inflict pain, nothing good comes out of this. Nothing. And drug testing, they give everybody drug tests. I bet you, I'll bet you my last dollar that judges probably do drugs and social workers do drugs. I bet you. I bet you some of the judges have marijuana card. I bet you social work, or drinking. Yep, alcoholic. Yeah, I bet you anything that this is reality in the courthouses. So therefore, they point the finger at the parent, but yet your life is full of shit. But why do they do that? If you guys heard Nancy Schaefer, it's because of money. It's all because of money.
Yeah. Because I don't have the money to do anything.
Yeah, and her baby is already in an adoptive home, but they don't tell you guys that. They
No.
don't tell you
They
that the
just
baby.
they
Yeah,
just told me they was my other two kids and they was adopted by them. So it's like,
I'm so sorry, Jesse. You don't deserve this. Nobody deserves this. No one. No one deserves this. But
Just like I was trying to put my son in the car seat the right way. Like, with the infant car seat, you have to put the base down first. Then you put the car seat and the baby in the car seat, and then you put it in. No, they wanted to connect the base with the car seat and then just use a seatbelt. And I was like, no, I want to put it in the proper way. And I was doing it, and then the top button came in front of me and pushed me out of the way. And he left marks on me.
do
And
you
he
know
wouldn't let
that
me give him any more kisses or hugs or put him in the car seat the rest of the way.
exactly? And cops, I just want you to know something, guys. Every social worker, I've seen videos where social workers put a 7 months old, 7 or 6 months old baby in the back seat without a seatbelt, without a car seat, without nothing. I'm not joking. She put the. I have a video. I have a video that's one of you guys sent me. I'm not gonna say who that watches my show. She sent me the video, and I literally wept because if that was any parent out there, you guys would have been arrested.
And that's why I say, like, if that was me doing what they did with my son, where would I be at? I'll be in jail because
Exactly.
I'm not protecting him. But then when I try to protect him against CPS and the way
Right.
they put him in a car seat,
Right.
no, I get thrown out of the way. I get pushed out of the way, march on me, and threaten to arrest me and take me to jail because I'm trying to protect my son.
Oh, look at that. Look, Carter said they tried to take my car seat after they stole my kids because they didn't have one. Do you see that?
They
I
did that
believe
with
it.
me. They stole one of my
Yeah,
car seats. I never
yeah,
got it back.
yeah. That I'm telling you guys, they are. Oh my God. You know, before all this started, I used to love everyone. Right? I used to pray for everyone, even the bad things that people did. I still prayed for them, and I love them. Now that I see the corruption more and more, I've never felt hate in my life as much as I hate CPS. I've never thought that I can hate anything or anyone as much as I hate them.
I hate them a lot because
Yeah,
it's just they ruined my whole family.
yeah. They. I call them cowards. They're
They make me
cowards.
feel
Yeah,
bad, like
they're
that I'm
cowards.
not good enough.
Yeah, they're cowards. You are good enough, Jesse. But the only thing is, I don't know where parents should go to. I don't know what state they should flee to be honest with you. I don't know what to tell you guys other than get the hell away from there and start a new life somewhere else.
That's what I
You
want to do,
know,
but I want to get my baby back.
this is so sad. And also, you guys cannot even call the state bar to get a pro bono attorney
Yeah.
because there is none. I have a mother, she's watching the show from Pennsylvania. She called 50 attorneys in Pennsylvania. 50, 50. No one wanted it.
Yeah, that's me too. Nobody's helping me out in
Yeah,
California. I've called like many
yeah,
people. They say
yeah.
they don't work in Imperial County. They don't have any jurisdiction in Imperial County. They can't help me.
They can't because not a whole lot of attorneys who are CPS attorneys. And the CPS attorneys that I know don't practice that anymore in California. The ones I know, they will say, Georgette, we're done. We're not doing the CPS anymore. We're done. Because they get attacked too, believe it or not. They get attacked by the social workers. That's what people don't understand. So it's all the state. And what really matters is the way we vote. The way we voted before. I'm telling you that right now. If we don't vote them out by replacing them with someone else, we're going to keep repeating this cycle.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
voting
then they
Trump.
lie.
I'm going to vote Trump I used to be a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat anymore. If that shit, I am gonna vote all Republican as I did with the judges I voted for already in the
And
first ballot. Next ballot is gonna be also all Republican. That's what I'm doing right now because this shit has to stop.
it does.
And
Because
there will,
they did away
yeah,
to lying
yep,
and lying and not putting stuff on the reports and telling them the truth. Like the last time, they never said about the top walking in my mom's house. They
yep.
never wrote that. They said they got there with the cops and they walked in the house. That's a lie.
I know it's a
The
lie.
cops went right up in my mom's house. And how
Even
can I
with
contest
proof.
that? I can't.
But even with proof, you have to show proof, right? They always say, the attorney Davis always says, show proof, show proof. Well, your attorney's not going to show proof because the attorney is a coward. They
Hmm.
gave you a free attorney who's a coward,
Yep.
literally a coward. Can't do the right thing, but sleeps at night and eats just fine.
Yep.
No problem. So to me, that's a coward. If you
Yep.
can't do the right thing and you take advantage of the weak, you're a coward and you're a piece of shit. You don't deserve to even have a certificate of anything to practice law. And that's the way I really look at it. This is not right. It's not acceptable. And no attorney will even handle a case pro bono because they get paid for services. If you guys understand this, they get paid for services. So the while the attorneys that they give you guys gets paid, doesn't matter how many times they call you, they didn't have to call you at all. And they still get paid.
Yep.
They still get a paycheck. That's what kills me. It's like, how are you gonna get a paycheck when you didn't call this client? You didn't
That's how
call this client. Yeah,
that's how my baby's father's attorney was with the last case. He didn't call us. He never even asked nothing. Never even he at first the first court hearing he did said object to drug testing because there was no court order. We don't have to drug test until there's a court order. But besides that, he didn't do anything else for him. And
that
we
is
lost them two kids. And
true.
and then they put my son with the foster parents that my two other kids are. That's abusive, and they call my daughter a liar that she was sexual abused in the foster care, but my daughter's a liar, and they are the same. It's like, what about my son? Are they brainwashing him? Are they brainwashing my other two kids? I don't know what's going on. They're all three together, and I told them from the get-go, I don't want them with the other two kids because I
Mhm,
know I have a better chance of getting them back if they're not than with
mhm.
them being them.
Yep. I want to answer a question real quick. DL asked, who is Nancy Schaefer? Nancy Schaefer, I did actually, my first shows I did with Davis, I brought up the name Nancy Schaefer. Nancy Schaefer was a senator for Georgia. She lost her Senate. She was actually a Republican senator. She was the only one that I actually saw that I watched years ago. Like I said, my first shows described exactly what this woman did. She was a senator. She lost her Senate seat. Then she didn't stop fighting, exposing CPS for who they are. She exposed Bill Clinton. She exposed CPS. She exposed the states of the corruption and the incentives that they're making of her removing innocent children from innocent families. This woman was targeted. This woman was murdered, and they blamed the murder on her husband, who was not, like, he was on a wheelchair. Supposedly, her husband shot her and himself, like assassination style, in their home. But that's not the case because before Nancy's book came out, when she was about to get her book out, she was threatened several times not to do it, and she still continued to expose them, and she was murdered for it. But they tried to again cover the murder.
Hmm. And that's the sad thing is
Yeah,
people who do want to stand up for them us, lower income families, they get
yeah,
killed, they get murdered, they get attacked verbally, mentally. And then they backed out because they didn't attack too much, or they did their own families attack. CPS goes through them, or it's just sad.
Wait, hold on a second. The truth movement. Hey, I love you, but let's talk about this part. You said I live in a Republican country. Country, a Republican country, and they're taking children at a higher rate. If not for the Democrats, it would be worse. That's what I'm assuming you're saying. That is not true. I'm sorry to say this to you, but that's not true. You need to do your homework. And that statement alone, I live in a Republican country. Yeah. No, babe. Sorry. I love you, but I disagree with you. Doesn't mean I don't love you, but I disagree with you. Um, okay, here's Miss Porter said about Nancy Schaefer. You guys, you should watch her. You should watch her videos. It's very important. She exposes a lot of people, and may God rest her soul. I truly love that woman. I didn't even know her, but she fought hard.
She
She
did,
fought
and
hard. Yeah.
I got some of her letters and that she was writing to the Congress about it, and I was reading them. I was like, oh my gosh, it hit me, because reality, when I started the case back in 2010 with my first child, I never even thought this was in the process. I never even thought CPS was the trope. I thought they
Mhm.
was all on your side. They will help you. They work with you and everything. But then you find out that they're not. They're not on your side. They don't care about what you do. They just want that money from that child. Once they get the child, it's good. So it's like they don't tell you what's right or wrong. They don't go by the bird, and that's what sucks is us parents don't know what we can do and what we can't do.
You know, guys, honestly, my I'm gonna talk to you like I'm talking to my best friends. Okay, try very hard to keep your private life to yourself. Try
Hmm.
very hard not to share your information with everyone you know, even your friends. People you think they're your friends, they're really
Because
not
there
your
is no
friends.
friends. I like
Yeah,
to say that all the time. There's no
yeah,
friends.
there
Don't
is
think
no
they're
friend.
your friends because they're not.
They're not.
They're
Keep
acquaintance. That's it.
yeah, that keep all of that to yourself and stay away from
Yep.
drama. Because at the end of the day, if you even if you're with a friend and that friend said, "Wait with me," I mean, wait in the car for me. That friend goes and robs a JC Penney. She gets caught, right? Then they come out and say, "Where's your car?" And then there you are sitting down in your car, in her car. They're gonna arrest you. They're gonna say you're
Hmm.
an accomplice. People don't
That's why I don't
understand that.
hang out
They're
with
like, I didn't
nobody.
do anything. I no, no, no. Yeah, exactly, Jesse. Yes, you did. You don't know who you're entertaining. If you know your friend, supposedly something's off with her, don't go out with them. Don't entertain them. I would rather be alone than be with corrupt people.
It's best. It's best the way to be alone. That's what I love.
I mean, think about it. It's even hard to date out there because you don't know who in the hell you're dating.
Yep.
You could be dating a serial killer you didn't even know. Shoot, I would rather be alone. Like I said, I'm happy alone. I'm content without a guy. I'm happy.
I have a guy, but you know what? I know I can trust him 110%, but I can't trust nobody else.
No, I don't trust anymore. I don't trust anymore because I got hurt. I got burned. I got
Yeah. I feel
literally,
you. I
yeah,
the same way.
it's so hard. I can't. I cannot. There's no way. No way I can
Yeah.
trust like
I
I
feel
used
you.
to.
I the
Yeah.
same way for me. Like the only reason I can trust him enough is because every time they take our kids, he's still right there with me. He's right there helping me, supporting me, and making me get through the days.
Yep. I understand, but again, me personally, I'm happy alone.
Yeah.
I don't need a guy to be,
I don't need, like,
You
say if
won't.
me and him, something happens to him, because he's an older man. He's older than me, big time. He's 25 years older than me. If something happened to him, I'm good. I will be alone. I don't need nobody else. I can't trust nobody else.
No, I don't trust anyone. I mean,
You
to me,
know.
I mean, I have male friends. Don't take me wrong; they're great people. I do trust those. I'm talking about after you've been hurt in your life. It's so hard for you to start
Yeah. Yep.
giving your heart to someone again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because when you
Yeah.
have male friends, most of my friends are male friends, and when you start giving your heart to a male again, and then say something happens, it's
It's hard.
it's hard to
Mhm.
recover again because it takes years for recovery, you
Yeah.
guys. It takes years, and then you meet a scumbag, right? That you don't know the scumbag, and you know,
I'm
same
still
cycle.
recovering myself.
Yeah, same cycle, same cycle. That's why it's hard, and that goes for women and men. It's not just men; it's women and men. Men should also be careful. I say this all the time. Men should also be careful because you don't know if you're dating a woman that had a previous criminal records or not, and then you have a baby with that woman, and then they come after you and her, and then accuse you of failing to protect when you didn't even know you were having a baby with some criminal,
Mhm.
right? You don't
That's
know
how I
because
was with my older sons.
yeah, yeah. And Miss Porter said that Nancy's kids are afraid for their kids. Yeah, I don't doubt that. Where's Sherry, you guys? Grace, what happened to Sherry? Because she's up next. Is she gonna be on? She was on there.
She's been
I'm
off for a
sorry.
little bit, like maybe 15, 20 minutes already.
Yeah, I know. But I told you guys you're gonna take turns after that.
Oh
Remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's hard that, like, not knowing what we can do and what we can't do and what they can do legally, so we can, contest to whatever. Like, now I don't have court until April 10th. Like, that's a long ways from now. I haven't even seen my son yet.
And what is April 10th?
That's a tort. I don't know, the Senate tort hearing.
I know, but is it a termination of parental rights or
No, it's Dispo or
disposition?
yeah.
Okay, the book I'm gonna text you. If I haven't texted you yet, but check your phone later. Sorry, it talks about the dispositional hearing. Okay,
Okay.
he even relative placement. You know, the relative placement right here.
Yeah.
We dedicated that. That's on
When
page
see.
27. You guys, page
Okay.
27 is relative placement.
Yeah, see, they got him in custody on Monday, right? And by Tuesday, they was already had him in foster care,
I
in
know, but
foster home. And normally they don't do it that fast.
yeah, but there's a show that I did with the whistleblower for the she
Oh yeah,
specifically explains how they do the process where they literally gives the foster parent an option to choose what type of child they want. They're marking the children. They already know that they're gonna adopt your child before you knew, and you have all the court hearings. They already put your child in an adoptive home.
yeah. That's how
You
they
guys
was with
don't
my
do that.
last one. My third home, they
Yeah,
put was adopted family.
right. And then they tell you guys to do classes. Now, why in the freak are you gonna have the parent lose their job, right? And do drug testing and classes when you know you place a child in an adoptive foster home because you know you want to adopt that baby. And you know that by adopting that baby, you're going to make more money from the federal government. It's all calculated.
Like, they
Only
put
a
my son
human
from
calculates.
ghetto
Uh huh.
adopted family from day
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
With
Only
my
a
other two
human
kids, when
calculates, you
they
guys.
know it would be hard for me to, with my other two kids that's in that home, if I get my son back home.
Right.
Then my daughter and my son's gonna hate me. They're gonna be after me. They don't understand. They're young. But I
They
got their
were,
brother home, but I
but what
didn't get
they
them home.
do, they corrupt your kids' thoughts about you. What they do is they lie to your children. Your mama's on drugs. Your daddy on drugs. Your mama
Yep.
didn't want to see you. Your
Yep.
mom visitation, she didn't show up. and
Yeah.
the child is confused. My mom was showing up. See, that's why they give you visitation at
That's
first.
what, and my
Right.
son and daughter was throwing temper tantrums after the visits because they wanted to come home, and
I
they
know that.
told me they want to come home, but
Home
they
is
throw
where
everything
mom
at
is.
me. They throw
Yep.
everything at me and him,
Hmm.
saying, "Oh, they having nightmares. They read in the bed because of the visits. Because they don't want to be around mom. They don't want to be around dad. They have a bond with, like, when I did a pill. The pill toys said they have a bond with the foster parents. It's pretty much that's why they don't want to hand them back to me. So I'm gonna appeal because there is stuff that's wrong that the courts didn't do. You know, they didn't do any modifications for me. They didn't help me out to be a better person. All they did was do what I don't need.
I know.
And they think that I can't go above to the spiral court. Yeah, I can. Do I know how to fill out the forms? No, but I'm gonna try
I know.
because I don't have that much time.
I'm gonna see what I can do to walk you through it after work. You and I maybe can have like maybe a 20-30 minute
Yeah,
talk, right? And maybe we'll kind of brainstorm together and see what I
yeah,
can do. But have to be after work because doing work,
yeah.
you
That's
guys,
fine.
I cannot have those type of chats all the time.
Yeah,
Okay. But I want to answer something real quick. The Truth Movement. I live in Washington on the Republican side, and they're stealing babies like anybody else. If you notice what's going on right now, you guys, they're exposing every corrupt politician. The Republicans are exposing every corrupt politician. They actually have evidence. They have videos. They have pictures. They even print the picture so big so you guys can see it. But when you're dealing with a narcissistic government, such as the Democrat, they're going to deny facts. That's what a narcissist does. You can be looking at facts, and the narcissist will deny it. So I was a Democrat for over 20 years. I did my homework, and I found out that I was so dumb for voting Democrat. Because in my schools in California, they teach you that the Democrats are for the people. They're not for the people. They're for their own money and pocket.
hmm,
Do your homework. Do your freaking homework like I did.
like they say, this is a free country. This is not a free country.
No. The Democrats gave you guys food stamps, Medi-Cal, all that. But do you know why they give you food stamps?
Because they take our children.
Right. And cash aid?
Because
Because
our
now you
children.
became a target. You became a number in the system. DPSS and CPS are closed net. That's why the Democrats want open borders, want babies to come in, want Spanish speakers that don't speak English and they don't have a job. But then they will give them something like funding, money, because they're after one thing. They want them to vote for them. Then after that, they're going to attack them with their own babies. That's what you guys fail to see. See, I was like you guys. Me and my friends would back and forth argue. I would like Republicans are this and blah 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 back and forth, back and forth until I did my own homework and I found out the truth. So I hope to God that you guys understand it as well because they're not for the people. These Democrats are not for the people or for the children. If they are, why are they implementing dirty, provocative, sexual, same sex books at schools? Why are they giving your children condoms telling them it's okay to have sex? Why are the Democrats allowing children to run the mom and dad home rather than mom and dad running the show? Why are the Democrats implementing children to come running to the state? Come on now. Wake up.
Just like the Democrats are letting
Wake the
21-year-olds
hell
be
up.
with a 16-year-old and get her pregnant, and
Right,
it's okay.
right. It's okay. Are you
When
guys
it's not.
listening to yourself? You guys are like those ones who are attacking the Republicans. Listen to yourselves. Look what the Democrats are doing to the children. But see, the truth hurts because ego is involved. When your ego is in the way, you will never see the light. My ego was in the way because I swore that the Democrats are the best way to go because I was literally conditioned from school that the Democrats are the right way to go. Unless you do your own homework, find out what the Democrats are doing to our children and what they're implementing in schools, what they're advertising, before you tell me anything about freaking Democrat shit.
Like I have a niece or nephew coming in the world, and my
Yeah.
sister's only 17, and she's pregnant. She's about to have a baby in like a couple months by a 22-year-old, and in it they don't say anything. Nobody does anything about it. That's just wrong.
No, it's wrong. Like I said, when they brainwash your children, look at this one. I spoke to this one today. This mom today. Actually, she's a grandmother, if I'm not mistaken. Um,
And they do brainwash your
they do
children
brainwash the
bad.
children. Yeah, they do brainwash the children. Absolutely do. Um, Jesse, I want you to stay on. I'm gonna mute you, and then we're gonna go back to Sherry. Sherry, I'm so glad to see you back. And then, if I have more time, we're gonna come back to you, Jesse. Okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on. Hey, Sherry, unmute yourself, baby.
Okay. Am I unmuted?
No, you're good. I'm just reading something that the Truth Movement wrote. Um, they said that if you have to try, if it was not for my wife, I would not be the man I am today. I'm assuming that's a movie, if I'm not mistaken. Is that a movie, guys? I don't know.
I don't know.
Jesse, I mean, Sherry, I would like you to introduce your beautiful self, please.
Hello, my name is Sherry, and I reside in Florida. I'm a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 16.
Damn, you look good for a grandmother.
Well, thank you. Sorry, my
Okay.
phone died and I had to run inside.
Oh, I knew you were coming back. I just was shocked. I was like, what happened? Did somebody attack her or what's going on?
No.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about you, Sherry. I mean, your
Um,
story.
well, back in 2014, I had 2 children taken away from me because I had spent the night somewhere and they'd spent the night elsewhere, but they got home before me, and my roommate said I was missing. So the oldest daughter there reported me missing, and um, I ended up getting Baker acted and I missed the court date. So basically, that's how they just got custody of them. And then I had to do a real simple case plan that I was doing, and but I wasn't getting visits with my kids, and I was emotionally down, and so I ended up going to PA and doing stuff. But I still have my parental rights. It's going on 11 years. I just ended up in court last Monday, and I have
Hmm.
court again in May. And how I still have my parental rights, I don't know, but I don't have a relationship with my daughter. That's
Your daughter is with who? Family?
she is with another daughter of mine, my second oldest daughter, that is basically 20 years older than me. 25 minutes away from where I'm at in the next town.
I because when
She's
the children are
with
placed with
her.
family,
I because
you
when the
still keep
children
your.
are placed
That's
with
what I'm.
family,
Uh
you're
oh.
still that's what I'm
Why do I
uh-oh.
have it? Okay.
Why do I have a
I don't know. I know my phone is behind the TV,
Maybe that's why.
but my
maybe
yeah,
that's why.
Yeah.
maybe
That's,
like
Yeah.
it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I don't have my TV volume on. Excuse
I
me,
know, but
folks.
I think
I
it's
know, but
whatever.
I think it's
I
whatever.
don't know.
I don't know.
Kind of
Kind of
weird.
weird.
Well, she was originally placed with her father's sister, which um yeah, it was all about her having total control over my daughter and stuff, and if I was to be involved or anything, then she wouldn't have control cuz and then I ended up taking her back to court twice, two more times. She got taken out of that house and got put into an unlicensed foster home that I didn't approve of and ended up being abused there. And they called me that time, and said that she needed to be taken out. And then she got taken out of that unlicensed foster home, which has an open case of child support while over a year, I believe. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting CPS. I'm fighting child support, um, driver's license.
Yeah. That's the thing too.
That's the
The
thing.
child
The
support part.
child support.
I think I'm gonna
I
mute you.
think
I'm gonna
I'm
mute
gonna
you. I'm
meet
gonna
you.
read
I'm gonna
something
meet
that I read
read
the other
what
day.
I read
Okay,
today. Okay?
hold on. Here we go. Okay, I think yeah. So when her phone is not muted, I don't sound right. Okay. So the other day, guys, I was doing a little bit of research and I found something. I want to read it to you guys about child support. I don't know if it's true or not. I honest to God haven't dug deeper and asked an attorney about this, but I want to read it to you. Okay, I want to read it to you, and you guys also do your own homework. Okay, I'm still researching. I heard this from a retired judge, and this person said child support issued by a judge is a violation of law. It is my belief, the judge said, and information that this child support order and demand for payment. Basically, he's this judge is saying that the ones that have to pay child support should write this to the courts. And I quote, it is my belief that it is my belief and information that this child support order and demand for payment is a rush to judgment into a default judgment. And both are a violation of my constitutionally protected rights. Please validate this claim signed by your name under the penalty of perjury, blah. So basically, that's what I was told. Okay. I don't know if that's true or not. I still haven't discussed it with Davis. Don't know, to be honest with you. Again, that's what I was told. Now, real quick, Sherry, I'm going to say something. This I had to mention this because you mentioned child support, okay? About the trafficking part of children, real quick. $150 billion a year. International Labor Organization estimates that 1.2 million children are trafficked each year around the world. The United States, in particular, is the number one nation in the world for consuming child sex material. Democrats. $150 billion a year is an estimated net worth for child pornography and child trafficking. The United States is the number one nation in the world of consuming child sex materials. Democrats, introduction to schools, implementing it to kindergartens. You have social workers who are telling children and teenagers to become prostitutes. A social worker in front of the CPS building was telling a 13 or a 14-year-old girl to be a prostitute and she will get her a room. We also heard it where we all know that social workers are dating people that use children for sex trafficking. Keep that in mind before you go vote Democrat. That's all I have to say. Go on, Sherry.
I'm trying to unmute myself.
Yeah.
Okay, am I unmuted? Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, child support. They've got my case all messed up because they've got my daughter supposedly residing with the aunt Ken whatever for 3 years after she was taken out, or 2 years after. And like I said, she's been with my second oldest daughter since a while, and they still got a case open with the unlicensed foster parents. They tried to suspend my license, but I contested that, and I got all this paperwork. It's on my bed. I don't, shouldn't show my mess, but that's all my court papers and stuff. And I got it to where they stopped my child support. They stopped the offset. They gave me back my license because they was going to suspend it indefinitely for the rest of my life. And because of all their mishaps, if you don't watch it and you don't pay attention, you won't know. Like, they say that it's a parent's responsibility to report when the child is no longer in the other foster person's house. Well, when I reported it, they didn't change it. And then when I reported it again, they didn't change it. And because I have all the paperwork, I have proof to show them, the people, the child support people in Tallahassee, and they're investigating it and stuff. And basically, I'm good. My child support has stopped, and the rears is going to be like just done, just done. I don't. I can't hear.
What do you mean the arrears are done?
Yeah, the arrears for the aunt. She alienated me, and I've and they accumulated so much of rears. Like, I'm supposedly $20,000 in debt. First of all, if I was that much in debt legally, they should have probably, like, incarcerated me. But because of all the paperwork and the backing that I have of it, they're not. But they're forgiving it. That's the word. They're forgiving my rears because I've talked with the aunt, and the aunt agrees that she alienated my daughter from me and that I don't have a relationship with her. And like I was saying, I have to be her shoulder to cry on when my daughter doesn't call her for Mother's Day. So she kind of, I guess she kind of feels bad, and she's forgiving the rears that I they say I owe her, but I don't. And child support's investigating their stuff, and they're forgiving it too. They're not charging me. They're not doing any. It's been stopped. I don't know what I did other than have the proof and alienation and no relationship.
Wow. There's a similar story to yours. I spoke to her today. She's from Pennsylvania. She's watching the show. This is her right here. Her initials are DL, and the children are with the aunt, the paternal aunt, and the children want to come home, but they're brainwashing the kids to give them, things, and deep down inside the child's heart they want to be with the with the loved ones. But just to let you guys know, it's not the child's fault. The child is just coping with the situation, because if they don't comply, their life is going to be hell. So don't blame the child, and don't feel bad about your children, or feel hurt, or have resentment against them, because they're not equipped to understand what's happening right now. So I blame
I
the
blame the
adult.
adult,
And I'm gonna mute
and
you
I'm
again,
gonna meet you.
because the echoing part. I blame the adults, and I blame CPS. I blame the government. I blame the Department of Children and Family Services. I blame the states, because they're so used to the money coming in that they're not really holding any of the social workers accountable. Why? Why are you paying these idiots to steal children for money? I mean, that's what it seems like to me, because you're wearing black robes sitting on a bench doing what? Uh, Uphold the law? But they violate parents' rights, right? To what? For money? So they set rules in their entities, right? To violate parental rights. That's the only thing. I mean, think about it, people. They set rules in their entities to violate parental rights. For the love of God, how? I just don't. Oh my God. Oh Lord Jesus. Go on, Sherry.
I downloaded their guidelines and stuff. And even in their own paperwork, I got so much I can't find it, but they violated themselves just in this paperwork alone. Um, but you could go onto the Google and you could download, like when you go and you check, I don't know in California or any other state, but we have e-services, and that's, you could go there and you could check what you owe, the payments that you did, who you owe, any rears, any actions taken on your case. And I lost my train of thought.
Look what Porter
Look
wrote.
what Porter wrote.
Look up Grady Judd. You see that?
TV. He's on TV. They
Hmm.
just did a big sting for child trafficking.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming out more and more. The exposure of child trafficking is coming out more and more because of one guy, that people had the guts now. Certain types of groups have the guts now to speak about it, because we were always in the hush hush, kept in the low key. Thanks to Mel Gibson insisting on exposing the government by putting this movie, Sound of Freedom, out there. Nobody else wanted to fund that movie. Not Disney, not Sony, no one, except one production team. And I'm telling
I'm
you right
telling you right
now
now.
that this movie exposed a lot of what's going on. Now, after that movie came out, a lot of people are coming out and exposing child trafficking, exposing the government more and more and more. You know, we should never be afraid of them. And that's the problem with us. When we see someone we think is more powerful and they have a lot more upper hand, we forget who our God is. And God is waiting for us to go to Him. He's not going to force us, He wants us to go to Him. And that's where our faith fail us. It's not God failing us, it's our faith. We are afraid of what? Money? Title? Business card? Fame? We think they have more power than us? They already sold themselves to Satan. Literally is they're working for the devil. So that means if we're fearing them, this means we don't believe God. If you guys really think about it, if we fear them, we don't trust in God. See, God destroys people like that. But they're so arrogant and so needy, they don't see it. They will not see it until Judgment Day. And that's when it's too late. So I'm telling you right now, you're focusing on fearing these entities and these sociopath, narcissistic assholes, government, when you shouldn't fear. Fear the one that has the authority to throw you in hell. Remember that. He, God, has the authority to do that, not Satan. Satan cannot hear your thoughts. God can. Satan can only hear what comes out of your mouth. God knows what's in your heart, in your liver, your kidney, everything in you. God knows. God knows your intention. God knows your lies, your deception, your manipulations. He's the only one we should fear. So I'm telling you right now, I don't fear them. I don't fear anyone that has a title, name, money, fame, connections. I don't care because my connection is higher than theirs. So instead of you guys fearing them, you tell your problems who your God is. Do not tell your God what your problems are. Tell your problems who your God is. And have faith and fear not, for I am with you. That's what God promised. And I'm telling you right now, God is with us. God made me, turned me into a warrior that I wasn't before. I was literally a very shy individual and very passive individual in a way where I see evil in front of me and I'd be like, what can I do to make you better? I thought I can change the world. I thought I can change people. You can't change anyone. You just have to be bold. You have to be one of God's warriors. God will never make you a soldier if you can't handle it. I don't care who they are. I'm telling you right now, you guys better armor up because you have a greater, higher power that you need to contact. Go on, Sherry.
Just read all the guidelines of the DCF and your state laws and your constitutional, and like make sure you're doing your case plan and stuff. But yeah, when you, because sometimes I've mentioned things to my attorney and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they also, like the aunt, when she was abusing my daughter and got her diagnosed with and put on medicine, the attorney, when they told me it was in my daughter's best interest to go back to the aunt's house until we found a different place for her, that way she didn't get lost in the system and trafficked. That was what they told me. Um,
They they do this with every child in the system. Why? Why? Why do you think they give them medication? Watch the show that I had the whistleblower on, for God's sakes. Watch that damn show. They give children drugs from age 2, I mean 1 and up. They want to sedate them. They want to sedate the children. They want to get them used to drugs. It's a numbing, temporary numbing situation. And that temporary numbing, once it stops, they're going to go out there and look for more drugs. Because that doesn't work anymore. Now we need to get a higher way to numb our pain. That's how they get the children used to drugs. And who's selling drugs? Who's allowing the cartels to come in the country? Who's allowing China to come? Who's allowing terrorists to come in the country? If you guys think about it, the Democrats. I'm telling you right now, freaking wise up, America, and stop this shenanigans that you think the Democrats are for the people's bullshit, because they're not. They want you guys conditioned to think that they're for the people. They're not for the fucking people. I'm telling you right now. Fucking wise up. Do your own fucking homework, because our children are at stake, and our livelihood are at stake because of our decision making, electing these motherfuckers to take office again. I'm telling you right now, I did my fucking homework. 20 years I was a Democrat. I'm telling you right now, over 20 years I voted Democrat. Do not do this shit. Do not. Do not. God is showing you guys, and you're still in denial. Still in denial. I'm not in denial. You know what you guys remind me of? The ones out there that don't believe what I'm telling you guys right now is the story in the Bible where to make sure your lamp is lit. That's a very good story for you guys to really read and understand what the meaning of it. God can come like a thief in the night. Jesus can come like a thief in the night. So make sure your lamp is lit and make sure it has enough oil. Wisdom is the oil, sweetheart. Wisdom. Your wisdom is the oil. Because you lack wisdom, you're going to be blinded. You're going to be in the dark forever. And you're going to repeat the same cycle over and over again. I'm telling you right now, do your own homework. You don't even have to take my word for it. Do your own homework. But do it the right way. Don't go ask people. Do it the right way. Research.
May I say something for back when the other young lady was on there? Um, talking about funds for like being homeless, or in my situation, I live with someone that kind of helped initiate this. There is something that I read in their DCF manual, I believe. That's, yeah, you could go on there with e-services and you look, and it tells you all kinds the money that they get all year, what their initiative is, and lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, folks. But you could definitely go in there and see what DCF. I lost my train of thought. There's so much. Oh, the Norman Act. I'm sorry, for the homeless people. You could go in there and they got funding to help single parents or people to get housing and assistance, to where, like in my situation, or the other young lady's situation, they have that fund, but they never offered it to me. They're not offering it to her, but they have funds to put you up in shelters, or like them HUD places, Section 8 and all that. DCF, it's in their guidelines that they are supposed to offer that to the people that are in need of that. Might be something someone can look into for their case.
I'm trying to get
I'm
that
trying
link.
to get that link.
Can you find me the link?
Can you find the link? Okay, well, when I went into my e-services, that's where I looked to check on my stuff. That's where I'm going to have to look for the link at, and I could send it to you after we get done.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I can.
yeah. can you be on the
can you
show
be on
again on Tuesday?
Tuesday? Yeah, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, and we want to continue about the Norman app.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my research. But text me the name right now so I can remember, and then I'm gonna do my own research and see what I can do to share it with everyone. Okay. All right. Gotta go, guys. Love you, Sherry. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for all your comments and your stories, sharing it with us. Um, I'm gonna come back again on Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please join me. And if you want to be a guest, I know I have a guest already from Pennsylvania that's gonna join me, and Sherry's gonna come back. But if you guys also want to be part of this team and exposing the government, exposing the system, and protecting everyone's children, even the ones that don't believe the damn truth about our government, please join me. You can email Grace at Grace, GRACE, at vincentwdavis.com, or you can call me or email me at GAT@vincentwdavis.com. My direct number is right there on the screen. Look down right here. That is my direct office number right here, 626-631-8901. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for the show.